in a family of elite combat athletes and top-tier performers. The final boss has always stood out, even when he was just a blue chipper. But there wouldn't be a final boss, there wouldn't even be a bloodline if it wasn't for The Rock's grandfather, the High Chief Peter Maivia. You can think of him as the first boss. Predecessor to the tribal chief.
He is one of, if not the foundation for our family. The Anawa'i Fatu Maivia wrestling dynasty. I don't think there's anybody more responsible for what's going on now than the High Chief himself.
Peter Maivia isn't simply one of the two principals behind the sacred blood bond. He's also an incredibly decorated professional wrestler who traveled the world and won titles everywhere he went. New Zealand, Japan, Europe, and here in the United States, where he enjoyed especially successful runs in Hawaii and California. Maivia would eventually find his way to WWE, engaging in legendary battles with the likes of superstar Billy Graham. His larger-than-life personality would win the WWE Universe over in short order, as it had throughout his entire career. In the ring, High Chief Peter Maivia was a potent blend of brawn and grappling technique, often muscling his opponents down to the mat through a variety of joint locks and then switching to more painful holds once grounded. His sleeper hold and stump puller were both feared and renowned, and make no mistake about it, Maivia knew there was always more than one path to the ultimate victory. Out of the ring, High Chief Peter Maivia also ran one of the most successful wrestling promotions on the planet, Polynesian Pro Wrestling, based out of Hawaii, showing his mastery of the business in every aspect. His induction into WWE's Hall of Fame class of 2008 was supremely deserved, forever enshrining Peter Maivia as the legend he always was. And now, we present to you the opportunity to walk in the boots of the legendary High Chief Peter Maivia, facing off against one of the most legendary WWE rivals, George the Animal Steele. You will settle this score once and forever, and showcase the overwhelming strength of Peter Maivia, which has ever since remained as a hallmark for every single solitary member of this bloodline. Steele is no easy battle, though. He thrives in the chaos, one of pro wrestling's true madmen. He'll even try to eat part of the ring if he thinks it'll help him break you down. So do your best and honor High Chief Peter Maivia properly with a resounding victory.
Uh-oh, somebody called the local zoo.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is a steel cage match. Introducing first, from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 275 pounds, George the Animal Steele.
I'm not even sure the cage can contain this man.
And strolling down the aisle, the opponent of George Steele, Peter Maivia.
Always a chaotic matchup.
His opponent from the Isle of Samoa, weighing in at 275 pounds,
Steele had better keep an eye on Maivia because Maivia is a true brawler.
Few men can handle the chaos of the animal inside a steel cage, but I believe the High Chief is ready.
Maivia carrying such pride into the ring.
Very stark contrast to Steele.
We'll see which prevails tonight.
Steel cage match underway. Peter Maivia versus George the Animal Steele. Most of the matches between Peter Maivia and George Steele have ended inconclusively, but this time we'll have a winner.
These are two very different men, Cole. The High Chief is a man of great pride and respect for the ring, while Steele is, well, he's an animal. I can't think of two opponents with more opposing styles.
You said it, Corey. Let's just hope this one gets taken care of in the ring tonight. And Steele fending him off. George the Animal Steele might be a bit of an looking to finish this one early. And that only gets a 1 count.
He needs to deal more damage before trying that again. Man.
And saw what was coming there.
Two-handed choke slam.
And hold on, are we looking at the prelude to the end of it all?
Boom! Right to the gut.
I think this isn't lunchtime. Gentlemen, we've touched on the differences between Maivia and Steele as competitors. One man based on order, the other on chaos, but it's reflected in their looks, too.
Indeed, Michael. Just look at the sculpted physique of the High Chief. And the tribal tattoos on his body are extremely intricate and definitely eye-catching.
And Steele is, well, he's an ugly creature. Enough hair on his upper torso to classify as fur. Folds in his bald head. He's like a modern-day Neanderthal.
We've seen that Steele isn't above using a foreign object to gain the edge against Maivia. So he's got to have the advantage in a match where they're surrounded by one huge weapon, right?
Well, you'd think that, Cole, but think about how these men prepared for this match. The High Chief is a consummate professional who's game planned for this stipulation. And Steele, well, I think he just shows up to the arena and asks who he's fighting.
Headbutt. Oh, not done yet. A second. And a third, too.
And now a third! Some folks call Peter Maivia the Flying Hawaiian. And the reasons are obvious for that, Mont.
Soaring. Boom.
That's absolute power with the vertical suplex. Peter Maivia is looking unstoppable now.
And you can see Steele is struggling to weather the storm of the High Chief.
And that holds Peter Maivia back.
And Steele isn't looking helpless anymore.
He's still hanging on, still in this thing. Stiff headbutt. George the Animal Steele is not a wrestler by any stretch of the imagination, guys. He's a true brawler.
And he might be the best brawler in WWE, Michael. There is no shortage of fight in the animal.
But you know who might be a better brawler, guys? The High Chief, Peter Maivia. And when you consider that Maivia is also an excellent high flyer and a great technician, well, you can see why the High Chief is the favorite in this match, even with the steel cage stipulation.
Tossed without regard.
It wasn't the height or distance that caused the damage, but they certainly contributed.
Peter Maivia now with the upper hand.
Yeah, and Maivia has really figured the animal out here.
Big back body drop.
What elevation.
Determined to make it up the cage, balance and a tight grip are key.
The animal has to be elated to be in this steel cage against one of his biggest rivals, no less.
Yeah, Byron, we've seen the animal.
George is tied up here.
Backbreaker. And George is laid out. The animal may be wounded prey at this point.
The High Chief closing in on a successful hunt. Side headlock applied. Oh, and a right hand for good measure.
Headbutt to the back of the neck.
What a chancery. And the core taking on some damage.
Punching their way out of that one.
The High Chief Peter Maivia really making a name for himself at WWE, but he's had plenty of experience on the way up.
Plenty of championships on the West Coast, but he's made the biggest splash in Hawaii, where he earned multiple tag team titles.
Oh yeah, Maivia is a huge celebrity on the islands. In fact, I've heard some consider him the personification of Maui.
From behind, and that was a well-executed attack. Oh, clubbing blow. Uh-oh,
Nothing fancy there.
Peter Maivia very tough, but he also has some double leg takedown. Gonna stack that up here. Shoulders pinned. And the count doesn't even begin.
This deep into the match, and he's able to kick out before a 1 count? It's stunning.
Solely focused on in the corner.
The WWE Universe is pouring more fuel on his fire right now.
Boom, running FTO plants him.
Nicely done.
Oh, the headbutt. And would you look at that? He's been busted wide open.
This is not good. Maivia just dominated the animal with that one.
Going for it again.
Backbreaker flawlessly executed. Maivia can taste it now. Oof.
George measuring it up one more time.
Caught with the backbreaker.
Goes to the well one more time. No one's getting up from that.
He's trying to climb up the steel cage.
Trying to escape.
Uh-oh. Ooh, and he stops that offense. Look out. Ooh. Peter Maivia is looking unstoppable now.
Can Steele recover from this adversity?
Oh, ouch. Into a dragon screw leg whip.
Peter Maivia turns that around. Choosing to climb up the wall of the cage here.
You have to be cautious while climbing. Don't want to slip and fall.
He's reached the highest limit of the cage now. Ooh, one step ahead there.
Taking flight.
And he's being totally cut off here.
Maivia is reaching that other level.
He's about to do it. He's about to do it again. Backbreaker.
That'll realign your vertebrae. Is it enough? Is it enough for Peter Maivia?
And here he goes, ascending up the steel cage.
In a vulnerable position here, caution is paramount.
Sitting on it. No, what are you doing?
No way. This has been a
Can this be it? Is this the end?
Shoulder up before the count.
Ow! Ow!
Oh.
And stays one step ahead.
Boom, running FTO plants him.
Nicely done.
Set him up.
Russian leg sweep.
Oh, come on. Why would you stoop that low? Hooked up. Ah, shin breaker. Right to the kidneys from behind.
Snapmare takedown.
Peter Maivia now with the upper hand.
Steele now just trying to survive. Getting set up in the corner now.
Able to fight Maivia off.
Crucial turnaround there because George was falling behind.
This could be a good chance for Steele to get some distance and rethink things.
Getting lifted to the top rope. Doing whatever it takes to win, and we're about to see it. What a superplex!
He's in complete command here.
A series of disabling maneuvers from Peter Maivia. Has him in the corner, thinking of the next move.
He's got him in trouble up on the top rope. Almost took their arm off.
What an arm drag.
Maivia overwhelming his opponent here.
Steele now just trying to survive. Perilous position for him to be in here.
Oh, look at this now. Corey, when you're up top like that, there's only one way to go. Back superplex. Finds a counter.
And Steele isn't looking helpless anymore.
This could be a good chance for Steele to get some distance and rethink things.
Headbutt! He's getting overrun by this onslaught of attacks.
And I don't see Peter Maivia slowing down anytime soon.
George beats him to the punch.
Forearm to the jaw.
He'll wind up elbow drop.
Right to the back of the neck.
Uh-oh. Elbow puts an end to that.
Tackles, ruthless. Now trampling the opposition.
Strikes with a kick.
Misses big time.
Oh! He's able to dodge out of the way.
That one just busted open Peter Maivia.
This is disgusting.
That'll stop you in your tracks.
Boom, running FTO plants him.
Nicely done. Maivia has Steele in his sights, looking to put the animal down once. Here comes another one.
There's the backbreaker. There's no chance you're coming back from another one of those.
From the middle rope. Oh, what a splash. And now going to start the climb up the cage.
Taking it step by step, climbing onwards and upwards.
Here he is.
What's he doing, guys?
Throwing caution to the wind.
Into the pin. Could be over for Maivia. Instantly, he has his shoulders up.
How'd he do that? And he's coming to, about to stumble his way into danger. But this opponent still fighting back. Steele and Maivia have been going back and forth throughout this whole match. And you can see the war wounds on both of them. What will it take for one of these men to finally claim victory?
Trying to stay sure-footed on the way up.
Finally finally reaching the top of the cage here. He's trying to escape. He's got to give everything he has to push himself over the top.
He's halfway home. Time to start the descent. Caught at the worst time, right at the top of this cage. Ooh. Face first into the cage.
Crashing to the mat. He's dragged right off the cage, down to the mat. That couldn't have felt good.
Watching, waiting, and we know exactly what he's thinking.
Fist directly to the gut. Chop.
Big impact. He's looking for yet another exclamation mark. Ooh, back first.
Does Peter Maivia have this sewn up? Man.
Forearms for the second rope.
Driving down.
He's making the climb up towards the top of the cage.
Opportunity is just a few feet away now.
He finally made it to the top of the steel cage. And all he has to do is finish getting over the top of the cage, and he's home free.
This is what he's been training for. This moment right here.
And the High Chief defeats the Animal.
Here is your winner, High Chief Peter Maivia.
Anytime these two have faced off, it's been eye for an eye. But the steel cage has finally delivered a decisive victory for the High Chief, Peter Maivia.
George Steele is one tough animal, but the way Maivia faced him in the cage tonight just reinforced what everyone already knew, that the High Chief is one tough Samoan.